Hello. On behalf of the Scientific Committee, I welcome you to the European Conference on Mental Health. It's a great honour to chair the Scientific Committee and speak at the opening of this conference. I sincerely thank Lowry, Lisa and all the organising committee for granting me this privilege for the 6th year in a row. This is the first time I have recorded a speech and I truly wish I could be with you all in person. I am sure we all feel this way. This conference has become such an important event for me. It is both professionally and personally enriching. I learn so much from colleagues from all over the world. There is always so much energy and enthusiasm that I feel so motivated to continue my work in the mental health field. And I would have to say this is the most collegial conference I have ever attended. After all, where else would an Australian be invited to chair the Scientific Committee for a European conference? Not once, but 6 times. Although we would rather all be in person, I applaud the organising committee for once again creating this virtual event. Most conferences I regularly attend have been postponed, and I've come to realise how important conferences are to me. The organisers have not only put together a diverse and interesting scientific program of posters and presentations, they have also included the customary toast to mental health and even some speed dating. We may not be in the same room, but we can still create a connection through our mutual passion for mental health. Deciding what to talk about at this event is an important opportunity to reflect on the mental health challenges people face and the important role the mental health workforce plays in addressing these challenges. I usually include some jokes to make the speech more interesting and lighten the mood. This year, I'm borrowing jokes from others. Not taking away from the seriousness of COVID, it is also important to have a laugh. This year there has been no shortage of things to reflect on. The impact of COVID-19 has been profound on the lives of all of us. You may be aware that Australia was considered one of the successful countries for the effective suppression of COVID. After some very strict lockdown measures, this time last year we all saw a positive future ahead of us. By Christmas, things were as normal as we could possibly expect in the midst of a global pandemic. When a small number of cases emerged, we would go into a short, sharp lockdown of a few days, and most Australians were confident that we had this under control. Unfortunately, the freedom and the confidence have recently been shattered for a large proportion of the Australian population. Daily case numbers are far higher than in the first and second waves. Many people are back into strict lockdown, able to leave the home only for essential activities and short periods of exercise. Masks are compulsory everywhere except at home. Once again, we are isolated from friends and family, and all the travel plans we made with such confidence when we thought the worst was over have had to be changed yet again. Lockdown after lockdown, we are up to number 8 in some parts of Australia and have now spent more time in lockdown than out since the pandemic began. While the restrictions to our freedoms are painful, whether we agree with them or not, it is the complete lack of the ability to plan anything with confidence. Weddings, conferences, holidays have often had to be cancelled at a moment's notice. The mental health impact has been enormous for all of us, as it has been all over the world. For people already facing serious mental distress, it has been devastating and at times life-threatening. I certainly don't need to tell anyone here about the increased demand for mental health services and the pressure on already busy and under-resourced services. The way mental health professionals have responded, particularly those at the front end of service delivery, has been nothing short of amazing. You are inspiring people, and I feel so proud to be a mental health nurse and count you as my colleagues. I am a person who likes to find positives from any situation, no matter how dire they might be. COVID-19 has encouraged me to gain more insight into the world of people diagnosed with mental illness and experiencing serious mental distress. The isolation from family and friends, the inability to make plans with any confidence they will be able to take the holiday as planned, or even be able to go out to dinner on a Saturday night. This is something relatively new for most of us. For people experiencing mental distress, this can be a common occurrence. In their world, unpredictability is sadly often the norm rather than an exception. Many live with the ever-present possibility that they will become unwell at any time, that they may be placed in hospital, sometimes against their will, that they may not be able to go to work and may lose their job. They may not be able to get out to the shops to buy food, even if they can afford it. For some people experiencing severe mental distress, their life is at least occasionally and sometimes constantly like a global pandemic. There is no substitute for first-hand experience. Becoming more empathetic towards the challenges many people face every day of their lives is something I have taken from what has otherwise been a very difficult period in my life, and I'm sure in the lives of all of us here. The impact of COVID on health services and health professionals has been immense, and mental health professionals are no exception. Please take the time to look after your own mental health. If you possibly can, take time away from work to fully engage with this conference. Attend presentations, engage in speed dating and other activities offered. Give yourself some space to listen, to reflect, to learn, and hopefully to reignite your passion for mental health. And take the time to have a laugh. Even in the most serious of situations, humour is important. Thank you all for the important work you do, and I sincerely hope to see you all in Lisbon next year. Thank you.